Welcome to another episode of the Halftime Naptime Sports Report, where we are going to be going over our tournament picks and making a slight wager on this tournament picks, like maybe some push-ups on air. See if you can do those. See if we can do those. But before we get into the tournament, who's the biggest, most disappointment in the NBA right now? Ben Simmons or Ja Morant?
Ja Morant, because Ben Simmons he's been a disappointment. So Ja Morant's been a disappointment, man, because he's an MVP caliber player, and he is literally doing this to himself. He doesn't have no physical injuries. He's literally shooting himself in the foot. And it's so frustrating because he has all this talent, the gift, he has charisma, he has his shoes, his city rides for him. The Memphis Grizzlies are all about Ja Morant, and he's just like throwing it all away for no reason. So like Ben Simmons, I wasn't expecting anything out of him. He's been a disappointment. Last year, he won that title last year, hands down, unanimous. You know, this year, definitely Ja Morant, man. It's real disappointing because he's getting in the way of his team. And especially now, late, like they need that camaraderie. And for all the shit they talk, they better not get swept in the first. They better not lose the first round. I want to say swept, but they better not lose in the first round.
Like, imagine if the Lakers like in the first round. Like that would.
Yeah, and the Lakers come healthy and beat them. Healthy D'Lo, healthy LeBron, healthy AD, and a supporting cast that seems to be bought in quick.
Yeah.
That would
be. Like Zion comes back or something. Like, that'd be a miracle. Who's more disappointing?
He's a big disappointment. Yeah, he's a huge disappointment, man. But at least he's injured, man. But still, like, I watched his whole high school career. I've been waiting for him to be a pro, and I've been let down every single year. He's played like, I don't know, 40 games, 50 games, dominated all 50 games he's been in.
All 50 of them. He's an all pro if he plays. He just gets hurt so much. It's brutal. Hey, have you been to Shotgun Willie's?
I have not. I'm not a big strip club guy. I'm not a huge strip club guy, but they just shot themselves in the foot too for leaking those pictures of him in the club. That's stupid. I mean, they're done though. I mean,
stupid. There goes your liquor license. Like, you know what I mean? Like.
Not your liquor license. There goes your celebrity plug. He spent 50 G's, bro. He's never gonna go back. Other celebrities are not going to go back because they're like, well, shit, my pictures are going to get leaked out or something. You know what I mean? So, like, that was not cool, man. I thought that was unnecessary. He was there at a strip club. Obviously, he should be strippers should be dancing for him. That's what he's there for. I love how in the picture he's like sitting there with his arms out, like not touching, following the rules. Like, that was unnecessary. Like, that wasn't the issue. The issue was this kid had a gun, flashing a gun. That was the issue. Not him at the strip club. It's not a problem. It's an establishment that's open. He's there doing what you're supposed to do at a strip club. That was unnecessary. That was stupid. That wasn't cool. And now he's lost. He lost a sponsorship.
Right, and multiple sponsorships right now. I think was it Powerade? It's not Powerade. I forgot. One of those drink sponsorships pulled. Nike's pulling. He's fumbling the bag basically. Dude, Shotguns is like a pretty cool little venue, you know. Like I'm kind of sold on Shotguns. Shotguns was a spot where just after the bar you go, you know, like you say, hey, let's go there with Shotguns a little bit. You know, it's a cool little spot. You souring my spot, bro. you blew up my Colorado spot. What are you doing, dude? Like, come on, man. And especially like have some etiquette. Like James Harden is he has his name up in the Raptors, up in the Houston strip clubs. You know what I mean? Like James Harden is like the perfect person that, you know, that has the right strip club etiquette. You know, like you gotta conduct yourself the right way in there. You know, like the girls are the girls. You know, you make sure you're not handsy. You know, if you are gonna make, it was just the gun thing, and shame on security for just being like, bro, you shouldn't do that, man. Like, I know you're John Morant, you're about to drop like, thousands of dollars in here, but at the same time, come on, man, pass that on to one of your boys, and just have your boys sit outside in the car. Just be better. I hope he gets his help in the Florida place he's at right now, where he's getting his therapy. I hope he's getting the right therapy.
He ain't getting no therapy. He's just at the W, chilling in Miami, watching the World Baseball Classic.
He's watching Puerto Rico make some moves.
He's Dominican.
Perfect game, Puerto Rico.
But hey, bro, remember I told you Venezuela. I told you, I was like, yo, Venezuela. I was like, don't sleep on them, and they're gonna finish this round 4-0. I was like, don't sleep on them. They got their pitching staff is ridiculous.
And they are. They're playing really well right now. And then like USA squeaked by to get into the.
They lost to Mexico though. They're salty.
Right. Saw that. Actually,
tomorrow's big though. Tomorrow's PR versus DR. That's gonna be that. Huge. That's the game.
That's the game.
Whoever wins is they advance.
Right. So like that's the game. That's gonna be fun to watch. Right now, the World Baseball Class is kind of lit. It's been entertaining. It's been very entertaining. It's better than spring training. Yeah, big time.
Yeah, by a mile.
Big time. Bracket time. I know my bracket's way better than yours. All right. Who do you have coming out of the South?
The South. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't even filled my bracket out, but I'm looking at it right now. Ooh, I'm gonna go with. Oh man, I'm kind of feeling. I'm between Arizona and Alabama.
Who do you have? Take one.
I think I'm gonna go with Arizona.
Okay.
I think Alabama's gonna get the youth is gonna get to them, but I'm gonna go with Alabama. I'm gonna go with Arizona. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I went with Arizona. Who do you have coming out the Midwest?
Midwest. I am gonna ride with. I'm leaning towards Houston.
Houston, huh? Their what's his name? Their star guard forward. Wing.
Oh, he's gone.
He pulled a growing muscle. Yeah, so he was out for the tournament. For the AAC conference or whatever. Yeah, he was out for the tournament.
I don't really love nobody else. I mean, I know Texas had a good year, but Texas always finds a way to disappoint.
That's what I picked. I picked Texas. Yeah, I had Texas, Indiana.
Oh, Indiana.
Yeah, Texas versus Indiana.
I think I'm going to end up sticking with Houston regardless of Buddy's injury. I think he can come back from that. He's young.
There you go. All right, who you have coming out the East?
East. This is a toughie. I am going to go with... I might go with Marquette.
Really?
Yeah, I don't trust Purdue. I don't trust Purdue. And Marquette, they got Shaka Smart. Coach. I think this is very winnable for Marquette.
Wow. I had USC beating Marquette. Upset City. That's why I leaned a lot of West Coast. I think you're going to see a lot of West Coast bias in my bracket if you saw it. Like, there's a lot of
once I officially fill mine out, I think I'm going to end up going with Marquette, looking at who's they're playing against. I might. This is a shock. I might take Oral Roberts over Duke in round 1.
Woo! That could happen. That definitely could happen. I think the ACC is overrated, to be honest with you. I think the ACC was really overrated this season. I think they're pretty much always overrated. They always have teams that are just like, ACC. All right, who do you have in the West?
Kansas.
Kansas?
Yeah, I'm a sucker. I pick Kansas almost every year. I like Kansas, so I picked them off. I usually pick them in my Final Four.
I picked the biggest upset city of all time. I picked St. Mary to beat Kansas, and St. Mary played UCLA, and then UCLA moving on.
In the Final Four?
Yeah, West Coast UCLA going to the Final Four. I made Jaquez, man. He's one of my favorite players. Love that guy. UCLA. All right, so who do you have winning in the Final Four?
So it would be my bracket would be Houston versus Kansas. I'm gonna take Kansas. And then I'll have Marquette versus Arizona. And I'm gonna go Arizona. And then Arizona versus Kansas. And Kansas my champ.
Wow. I have Arizona versus Purdue. I got Purdue winning that one. I have Texas versus UCLA. I have UCLA winning that one. And I have UCLA cutting down the nets this year.
That would be very nostalgic.
Beating Purdue. It would be. And, bring it back home to the West Coast. I'm sold on UCLA. I think UCLA has a great team. They did lose in the Pac-12 tournament to Arizona, but it was by a very close game. Overall, they had a great season. They almost should have had a 1 seed if they would have beat Arizona. But you know how East Coast bias, prevails when it comes to these stuff. I think it's definitely a national. It's East. I'm definitely thinking like East Coast bias is real. East Coast bias is really real when it comes to sports because not a lot of people want to watch West Coast basketball. Just think about it. If you're on the East Coast and you take a trip down the East Coast, you're watching Monday Night Football. You're staying up on the East Coast. You're watching Monday Night Football and you're like, geez, like, this game is crazy. Like, it's like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, but you stay up for it, right? So the Thursday night TNT game on basketball, you can watch the early game, Celtics versus 76ers, but then you won't tune out for the 76ers Lakers, because that ends it starts at 10:30. That game starts at 10:30. So a lot of people on the East Coast don't watch a lot of West Coast sports. It's just the way it is, unless it's football, because football happens during the day and you catch it during that afternoon window. It's just that night game that sometimes you might fall asleep on, the Sunday night game on NBC. So I think East Coast bias is real. Shout out to my West Coast people out there. Thumb up the dub.
I don't trust Purdue. I don't trust Purdue.
I like Zach Edey. I'm a fan of Zach Edey. And then, if you don't have a big that's stopping him, and if you get in foul trouble with your starting big, you're in a lot of trouble.
In the last recent years, man, the Big Ten has been struggling in the tournament, getting mopped up every single year. So I just can't go. I know they're a number 1 seed. I just can't do it this year. What was shocking to me was UNC not making the tournament after going to the championship last year.
And what were they, preseason ranked number 1?
1, yeah. It's the third time that's ever happened.
Yeah. Anyway, it wasn't too shocking. If you watched any of their games, they were just kind of...
What sucks is literally that whole team decided not to go to the NBA to come back, and then they come back and get mollywopped.
Yep. And then also to their draft stock plummeting. Good luck with undrafted free agents and good luck.
Yeah, they're all going to be second round or undrafted now.
Right, G League Warriors. Yeah, and that's the route. It's hard. Especially for
just like the Cats. The Cats from the U of I did the same thing, and they've gone down lower and lower every year.
Yep.
Coffee.
When you're hot, you gotta check the audience hot. You have to. If your stock is high, take it. Leave, go, because it can drop so fast.
Yeah, you gotta go.
You gotta go. It's checkout time. One last question before we wrap this wonderful night up. Is AAU basketball good for American basketball, or is it trash?
I think it's over. It feels like it's oversaturated. Where, like, when I was younger and all the kids who played AAU were actually really good. Like, it wasn't just about, like, oh, your parents could afford it and then you went. Like, your parents paid, but you're actually really good, man. Like, I remember playing, like, middle school ball and, like, my whole team. I mean, I was a bench warrior, you know what I mean? Splinter butt, you know, I was chilling next to the coach. But my whole team in front of me, the first 10 guys all played AAU ball. So I was like, oh, all right. I mean, that makes sense. I was like, they're all way better than me. And now I feel like every kid plays AAU. I'm like, you're not even that good, bro. Like, you're not that good. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, you're wasting time traveling just to go to one state and get mollywopped by 50. And then you go to another state and you lose by 60. And like, what are y'all doing just to run sideways on the short side of the gym? Like, I that doesn't. I think like there's AAU has just become a cash business, and I feel like it's just lost its allure. Where I was impressed as a kid, like, yeah, this kid plays AAU, and they were really good, and it made sense why they were on that team. And now it's just like people are just trying to make money on the youth and selling dreams and not developing, and it's very living through the kid, it feels like. And like everyone has a championship. Everyone gets it's like there's a championship or something every goddamn weekend. Mm-hmm. Everything's a tournament. Everything is a tournament now, and it's like, where are the seasons?
Yep.
Like, build longevity. Have them build something and get that disappointment when you're 38-2 and you lose the championship. You know what I mean? Like, learn how to go through that journey. That's not a thing anymore. Everything is same thing with baseball. Every kid I know who plays travel ball, there are no seasons. They're literally just playing tournaments, and it's instant gratification. Every weekend you can win a championship, you can win a ring. That kid I tell y'all about on here who plays travel ball, this dude got more rings than Bill Russell, Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan together at the age of 11, because all they ever do is play tournaments. There's no season. And like, that's like takes the beauty of the game away. That journey is gone, man. It's all about instant gratification, and it sucks. Like, Colorado, like, softball and baseball is the same way. They don't play any seasons, bro. No. When I was a kid, we played seasons. 40-game seasons. Regular season baseball was 40 seasons plus 3 rounds of the playoffs, whereas a best of 3 in each round. You know how satisfying it was to be on a team that was in 4th place all year, and we beat the number 1 team that went 38-2. We beat them in the championship. They lost 2 games all year. They lost 2 games all year, and in a matter of 4 days, they lost 2 games to lose a championship that they should have won.
Yeah.
You know how devastating it was for that kid? They never going to forget that, because I'm never going to forget beating them.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like, I felt like a big leaguer. Like, I went through the grind. 40 games is a lot of games for a 10-year-old.
That's a lot of games.
It's a long summer, bro. And then that's like not even including all-stars.
Right.
So our travel team, this is just a house league. 40 games plus playoffs. So in that season, we played 40, and then we played 9 extra games, because I think every round we did 3 games. We didn't sweep anyone. We played 49 games in one summer for one trophy, not for a trophy every weekend.
The weekend trophy thing is definitely a monetization, because being behind the scenes of a sports league and seeing how it's ran and how they monetize the value of these leagues, because we run like a 7-week league with 8 weeks total with playoffs. And when you have a tournament, you can say, hey, like, it's $500 entry fee for this tournament for this team, right? You get your 15 teams, you know, so you get that profit for that weekend. And then 2 weeks from now, you can be like, hey, we're going to have another one of those, you know, and then another 2 weeks from now, you can have another one of those. So you basically 3 times to 4 times your profit on these tournaments than you would a longer, elongated season. So that's why you need bigger organizations to run leagues, because the profit is coming from other sports. So like for us, it'd be like t-ball, like flag football, and soccer.
Year round, just different. Yeah.
There's different revenue streams that allow you to have a longer season because you're able to pay everybody now. Like, it's just for like the community now, because you have all kinds of revenue streams coming in from different people. Like you have like 20,000 kids like playing at one time, basically. So it allows for a lot of revenue to come in spring, summer, fall, winter. These Nike camps, these Adidas camps, these LA Leather camps, they let you create a team that's a local team. It's a little neighborhood team. And like, you're right. You go drive to Texas, you go to this Nike camp, or you go to this, Under Armour camp, or, Dotto camp, whatever, line it is. And they end up getting stopped. And you end up paying $600, $700, then a hotel, and then travel. And it's expensive. And then next week, you're doing the same thing again. And next week, you're doing the same thing again. Exactly. And then you're becoming buddy-buddy with this kid. That's why I like prep leagues better. I like high school leagues better. And then what we're doing at my company is way better, because you actually have to earn it. It is not just a weekend and you have a whole bunch of games crunched in. Like, you're playing 4 games on Saturday. Yeah, and that's how kids get worn out. That's why kids like say, "Oh man, like why does this kid have degenerative knee injuries?" Well, how many? You playing 12 hours on a Saturday and then turn around back to back and coming around like 3-4 hours on a Sunday. And then you're wondering, my kid needs Tommy John and he's 12 years old. Well, yeah, man, because you have him pitching, like 3 times.
Pitches one game, plays center field, right, and then goes to catcher.
Exactly. And you're still whipping the ball. You're still warming up. Between innings, you're still, you're outside in the sun. You have no time to rest. And so instead of having those weekday games, like instead of having a game on Tuesday, a game on Thursday, a game on Saturday, and spreading that all out, you're just lumping that all in at one, and it's destroying these kids. And then it doesn't allow them also to have like a different sport. So like growing up, I was a multi-sport kid. I played soccer, I played basketball. And so like one season it was like, hey, like you're gonna play soccer. And then, winter, you go indoors, San Diego indoors. Not that big of a deal. But you play basketball, and then spring, you choose what you want to do. You can play soccer or basketball, whichever one. All these kids are now specialized. It's like, hey, like I'm 12 years old. I'm gonna pitch. I'm gonna be a pitcher now. I'm gonna be a hitter. You don't see the multi-sport athletes as much as you do. I see some people play football and basketball, and vice versa. But like, I don't see as much as it when I was growing up.
Yeah, I don't enjoy it. Fun fact: this weekend, I think it's this weekend, the 20th. We have out here. It was kind of cool to see. So it's Northfield varsity baseball versus East varsity baseball at Coors Field.
Oh wow!
And it's dope. And I looked at the rosters. It's literally like all of them. Not all. Like at least out of the 18 starters on that team, that like at least 10 of them were kids that went through with us at middle school level.
That's so crazy. That's crazy.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool that they have that opportunity to play in a pro stadium like that.
Right.
Yeah. So that I'm gonna see what's up with the baby. It's a day game, so I might be able to get over there and check it out. But yeah, it's cool to see like these kids are all going to be playing at the Coors Field, and it's free. But I went on like that. What is that, like Max Pro or whatever? The high school Max Prep. There you go. And I seen all these kids' names. I was like, damn, I remember all these kids like when they were in middle school.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was cool to see. I saw a handful. The same thing for this past weekend where East basketball won 6A champions. I saw a handful of kids that you coached when. Yeah, when I think they were on the team when No, actually, they were on the team that lost by 1.
They lost. They were the double overtime.
Loss. Yeah.
I hit a few up on Instagram. That's the one thing I did on Instagram. Was send them private comments, and I was like, dude, congrats, man. Like that, that brought a warm feeling to my heart, dude. Like that made me the biggest smile in the world to see them hoist the championship, and just all of them smiling because like that was robbed from them. That game we should have won that game, man. That's the worst. I think our football championship, our very first football championship, actually was for me like one of the hardest losses to take because we were up by so much. Like that one, that basketball championship that we lost hurt for sure. That one hurt. That one hurt because like we were up and the free throws and everything like that don't foul. It was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking. But that football one hurt the most. I think that was like my first feeling of that. The first time something's getting ripped away from you. And also too, like how the season went, because that season, like we kind of like steamrolled through everybody for like the first basketball one. Like we only lost to Hill at one time, but that football one, how we turned it around and like we revamped ourselves and like that was coaching, bro. Like that wasn't just like talent, like that was like raw coaching like that.
Yeah, these dudes
hurt.
But yeah, it was cool to see they win that state championship. That's a big deal.
It's a huge deal.
Just like I've seen a couple other kids who won state in other sports. That I remember that were on our teams. They were like they played football with us, but I seen them win like state for soccer. That was cool. Yeah, no, it's been an interesting year this year, but yeah. I saw their picture. Yeah, they're all gone. They're all old, man. They're all going to college and shit.
Going to college.
They're going to college, and I need to stop going to a barber because I'm going bald.
Welcome to the club.
Straight up, man. I'm getting there. I'm getting thinner and thinner.
And it gets cheaper and cheaper. Trust me. You just get your one utensil, bro. You just go back and forth. Just do the spot check, and you're good. Any last words for the halftime nap time?
Tomorrow, Puerto Rico beats Dominican Republic to advance in the World Baseball Classic. We need to beat them. It's going to be the loudest, most obnoxious. I wish I was there for that game. There's just going to be so many maracas and salsa dancing in the stands and just beautiful Caribbean ratchetness that I wish I could be a part of. You got two star-studded ass teams. I mean, I think they got a better team than we do, but I'm excited for that game. That's one of the reasons why I really wanted to record today and not tomorrow, because I need to watch that game. That's a big deal. I got my Puerto Rico Baez jersey. I got my Roberto Clemente hat with the Puerto Rican flag. I'm going to make my daughter wear a Puerto Rican dress, and we are ready. We're going to eat all the Puerto Rican food. Fuck it, we're going all the way in. I cannot wait. It's going to be a great game. A lot of talent on that field, and I'm excited for it. Best game. It's going to be the best game, hands down, of the tournament.
Yeah, I'm going to be like sit there knee deep watching that too. Going to be loving it. This week, look out for Champions League soccer. There's some good matches on this week. Tune in. I know soccer fans people don't want to hear that because we're in America, hate soccer. But yeah, man, some good matches this week. You guys have a great rest of the day. Hope you like the Sports Minute. Put your kids to sleep. Halftime, nap time, baby. Peace.